Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching another video. So Wildcard weekend is just a day away. So here are my predictions on who's going to win this weekend. All right, let's begin with the Bengals versus the Raiders. Now, to me, there's a lot of similarities between the Bengals and the Chargers. They got a decent quarterback, decent wideouts, running backs mix in, Eckler, maybe kind of the same. So in my brain, I'm thinking if the Raiders can hang in with the Chargers, they should be able to get the Bengals a hard rub out there. Now, I know it's asking a lot. That defensive line has to get after Burrow to keep Jamar Chase off the board. But I think if they're successful in doing that, it's going to be a pretty close game. So I'm going to pick the Raiders in an upset up there in Cincinnati. All right, over to the Bills versus the Patriots. And I was really high on the Patriots coming in, but at the ending of the season, Mac Jones just kind of struggled through the finish line. And now I'm kind of leaning more toward the Bills. Now, the Bills, for me, I had their defense on my fantasy team, and they were just a huge disappointment. And I think overall, the Bills are expecting a better season from their quarterback and their defense, as well as their receivers. But in this playoff situation, I do not think the Bills are going to let the Patriots do that ridiculous run strategy that they did the last time. And if that does happen, I hope whatever network that's showing that just changes it to a show of us watching paint dry on the wall, because that was absolutely disastrous. But I think in this game, in this situation, the Bills are going to pull it off. All right, last game in the AFC, Chiefs versus the Steelers. Ben just coming out saying, we are lucky to be here. Our team isn't anywhere near as good as the Chiefs. And I think he might be playing a little bit of mental jiu-jitsu with the Chiefs here, trying to lull them to sleep. But double-digit dogs, he's just basically saying we're lucky we have a spot out there. But he might have a point there. They have a shot if they can get Mahomes to run around. We saw what happened when Mahomes has to run around. He's not very accurate. And the running backs for the Kansas City Chiefs haven't been as dynamic as they have in the past. So if they can put pressure through TJ Watt on Mahomes, move him around, stop those awesome receivers out there for Kansas City, I think they have a shot. But in this game, I think that the offense is going to have too much firepower for the defense, even though the defense of Pittsburgh is pretty good. I just think they got too much with Kelsey and Tyreek Hill and a decent running back game this time around. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ben pulled it off. But in this game, in this situation, I'm going with the Chiefs. All right, moving over to the NFC. Now, I'm going to disagree with Ben. For whatever reason, he thinks that the Steelers are the worst team in the playoffs, but I think it's the Eagles going up against Tom Brady and the Bucs. They don't have a chance out there. Plus, the Bucs are getting David back, Fournette back, and Barrett back. That's going to be almost impossible for the Eagles to overcome. And yeah, they don't have Antonio Brown, but you got Scotty Miller, you got Tyler Johnson, you still got Howard, and you got Gronk. There's a whole bunch of offensive weapons coming back. So their defense is going to be complete. Their offense, I think, is still pretty awesome, and I just think it's way too much for the Eagles to overcome. I'm going with the Bucs. Next up, we got the Cowboys versus the Niners. Finally, these two guys get together in a meaningful, almost even playoff game that we haven't seen in a super long time. And I don't know who to choose here. Like, who do you trust, Garoppolo or Dak Prescott? They've been up and down. Both of them have been playing kind of wish-washy. You look at the weapons that they have, they're really good, right? San Francisco's got, you got Kittle, you got Ayuk, you got Debo, you got Mitchell out there. Then on the other side, you got Zeke Elliott, you got Gallup, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Cooper's out there. I will say, though, that I think the defense on the Dallas side has the edge, and I think probably that's what's going to be the decision maker between the two. So because of that Dallas defense, I think they might be the winner. I'm going with the Cowboys. All right, on to the last game, and for whatever reason, it's on a Monday. We're talking Rams versus Cardinals. Now, let's have a look at momentum here, because I think this is going to be a key deciding factor in here. The Cardinals just kind of skating in across the finish line. And even though the Rams lost that last game to San Francisco, which was a crazy game, they clearly have the momentum here. And if you made me choose between the two quarterbacks, I'm thinking Matthew Stafford, because I think the Rams have done a great job in building that team around his capabilities. And he's a better thrower of the football. Not that I don't think Murray's a great quarterback. I think he's mobile, great rushing attack, great double threat, decent arm. But the team that they've built around Stafford, I think, is just superior to the Cardinals right now. That defense is awesome. You got Sam Darnold out there. You got Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey on the backside. And I know the Cardinals are getting J.J. Watt back, but I'm not too sure how useful he's going to be. So if you look at everything as a whole for that last game, I'm going with the Rams. Well, alright guys, those are my predictions for Wild Card Wednesday. Let's see how I do on Monday. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.